Hello everybody, Cooper here, and welcome back to another episode of my AFL 23 Richmond management career. Hope you're all doing very well today. We had a very interesting episode last time around. We got our first couple of wins of the season, and today we are going to be taking on the Bulldogs of Footscray. Now, a couple of events have turned out since the end of the last episode. Gibcus got injured in the last game. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously the next 2 to 3 weeks. Judson Clark has a foot stress fracture. He's out for 12 to 13 weeks. And Tyler Sonzi is also out with a stress fracture, which we already knew about, which was fine. So we're going to pick our lineup for today. I've made the executive decision because in between when I recorded the last video and the start of this recording, basically I don't want to get too, I don't know what the right word is, real life essentially, but Noah Bolter, he'd gone to court for whatever he did in the off-season. I don't really want to discuss it, and I'm going to not play him for the rest of the season, essentially, and then I will move him on to another club in the off-season for a very small return. I just don't want him playing for Richmond, basically. I don't want him to be a part of the series. Hope that makes sense to most people. If you don't know the story, I urge you to Google it yourself. But anyway, so he's not going to be a part of the series. So with Gibcus injured and Noah Bolter obviously no longer being a part of the series, we are suddenly very short on key defenders. So Luke Trainer is going to be playing fullback as he has been, and we're going to have our first look at Jed Buslinger, who funnily enough is going to be playing his first game for the club against his old side, the Western Bulldogs, which is going to be great. We're also going to get our first look at Cooper Hamilton today. We're going to be seeing how he goes around in a Richmond jumper after spending a couple of seasons at the Giants. Now, I'm very keen to see how we go. We're only technically a game behind the Western Bulldogs, but we are miles behind in terms of percentage. It's a home game at Marvel Stadium. I don't even think we've played a game at Marvel Stadium yet this entire series. I think we're just going to keep the Guernseys the same. There's no real reason for me to change them. It's not a particularly fancy game or anything. So we're just going to keep it as is, keep it simple. Let's get into this game today. Marvel Stadium is here. The roof appears to be on. So we're going to have no wind, no rain. It's going to be one of those perfect conditions for football. Out come the umpires holding the ball aloft. Who's going to come out first? I'm assuming it's the Doggies. It is the Doggies. The Bont leads them out. They've made a few trades over the off-season, bringing in Jackson Archer from North Melbourne. They've also brought in... they traded away Riley West, who, both of those players are father-sons. I think Riley West is playing for Carlton now, if I remember correctly. But here come the Tigers. 3 wins in the last episode. We've got a chance here to move further up the ladder, out of the bottom 4 with a win here today. Let's see if we can get it done. Doggies call heads on the toss. We win the toss. We're just going to kick to the left of screen. There is no advantage either way. Let's get the game started. Brown and Cherry going to start proceedings in the middle of the ground. We go forward. Harley Reid handballs to Houghton. Kicks to full forward. Can't get a mark. Armstrong handballs to Armstrong. That's not right. Johnston handballs to Armstrong. We get the first. Electric start by the Tigers so far. Fantastic work. Kick forward to centre half forward out of the middle. O'Donnell gets the mark at centre half back. Kicks wide. There's 3 Doggies on the loose. Kick now to the wing. Vandermeer ends up with it. Richards kicks forward. Nobody really home. Rioli kicks to the wing. Hill marks. Taranto can't get the grab. Ball goes back wide. Sanders handballs to Vandermeer. Back to Sanders. Gets tackled by Buslinger. We're going to have the ball up. Exceptional job moving the footy so far by the Tigers. Forward 50 entry. Johnston kicks forward. We have a second goal of the game inside 3.5 minutes. Doggies get the second clearance, or the third clearance of the game, I should say. Ball finds Hayes Brown at half forward for the Bulldogs. Got another stoppage. Piers Hayes Brown is doing a bit of ruck duties as well. Gets the hit down, but only as far as Smiley. Ball goes wide to Hamilton. Gets his first touch for the Tigers. Hayes Brown ends up with the ball. Comes loose in the tackle. Picked up. Ends up with Smiley. just forward of the halfway point of the ground. Kicks long. Jack Ross is one out with Scott. Can't get the mark. Scott loses the ball in the tackle. Ball recovered. Ends up with Williams. Kicks towards centre wing. Cooper Hamilton can't get the fist to Kennedy. Kicks forward to Davidson. Great hands to Scott. Kicks towards full forward. Numbers down there for the Tigers. Handball into a very dangerous position. Treloar kicks towards goal. Urquhart's down there. It's hit the post. Just trying to get the ball out of the half-back line. Hill kicks it short to Hamilton. Goes for a bit of a run. Finds Zerha. Rioli's moving forward to the left half forward flank. Can't get the mark. Recovers well. Kicks towards the pocket. Miller can't get the mark over Jones. Now have a boundary throw in inside the forward pocket. Cherry can't win the hit out. Sanders gets... handballs it straight to Rioli. Rioli's got another goal for the Tigers. 3 straight 18 plays, 1 behind for the Bulldogs. Sanders in the middle again. Ball ends up with Hayes Brown. Cody Waitman was the target, but Sam Davidson ends up with it. He's going to have a shot on goal. His first shot on goal for the game. The Doggies desperately need a goal to avoid a blowout early. It's offline, but it's marked on the goal line by Brown. He's going to have to go around the body here, Santiago Brown. We'll see how this goes. Draftee from last season. He kicks the goal. The Doggies get there first. Cherry dominating in the ruck early. Smiley hands to Cherry. Hands to Harley Reid. To Johnston. Kick short. Great ball movement by the Tigers. As Taj Hotton's going to have his first shot on goal today. 43 career goals so far. I believe that's the most out of any of the 2024 draft class for the Tigers. He kicks true. Tigers have 4 straight. Ball at half forward for the Doggies. Treloar gets tackled. Kicks towards goal. And he's kicked it. Very strong kick by Adam Treloar. He's got another goal for the Dogs. Hayes Brown and Cherry duel in the ruck once again. Bontempelli. That's the first time I've said his name today. Kick short to Waitman. It's another kick to the left of screen. Just the behind for the Dogs. Great hit out by Cherry. Smiley ends up with it. Taranto gets his first touch of the day. Rioli doesn't play on. Players are leading. He kicks wide to the pocket to Hill, who's going to have a shot on goal. Not the best set shot at the club, but has kicked a couple of goals so far this season for us. We'll see how this kick goes. Starts it in the middle of the goals, but just fades left, and that's the first behind for the Tigers. Ball exits the Tigers forward 50. Sanders, great duel with Hill. Gonna have the ball up again. I've been really impressed with the Tigers and the Bulldogs so far. Pretty even contest, not so much on the scoreboard, but just how it's very much a back and forth game, end-to-end stuff. And speaking of which, Ugle-Hagen kicks towards goal. It's offline. It hits the post, unfortunately. 10-point margin, 18 or 19 minutes gone in the first quarter. Been very competitive so far. Harley Reid handballs wide to Taranto. Kicks it short to Hamilton. Not 15. Kicks to the centre half forward area. Smiley takes the mark. Cherry. We have numbers forward. Armstrong can't grab it. Ball ends up in the Hayes Brown direction. He takes the mark. Kicks to their centre half forward direction. Ball is spoiled. Sanders kicks short towards full forward, and Santiago Brown takes the mark. Going to have his crack at a second goal on the game. He is someone that we did look at in the draft, but as a ruckman, he is quite short. And he snuck that one in just from in front of goal. Now just a 4-point game. Ball entering the defensive 50 for us now. Trainer with the intercept mark does a fantastic job, as always. Brown has numbers wide, kicks down the wing. We get the mark courtesy of Short. Kicks short again to Hamilton. Gives it up to Short. Urquhart gets it. Hamilton into our forward 50 now. And Gabriel Johnson gets mark inside forward 50, probably 35 metres out. He's already kicked a goal today, but he's going to start it on the right goal post. Starts it on the middle, unfortunately, and it's been rushed over for a behind. 25 minutes into the quarter. It's a 5-point game. We're at the Bulldogs half-forward line. Handball to Harley Reid, ends up with Cherry, kicks it straight out of bounds on the full. Still a little frustrated with that, but there's not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. I think that was Urquhart tried to get a fist to that. Aaron Norton hasn't touched the ball today. Kicks to full forward. Great spoil. I think that... Well, actually, it wasn't Gibkiss because he's not playing. The Bont kicks towards goal. He gets his first, and the Doggies have the lead. Doggies have their first lead of the day, I believe. Smiley gets smothered. Harley Reid. Bit of a 1-2 action. We need the ball inside our forward 50 now. Rioli kicks it there. We get the mark. Jonty Fall going to have his first crack at the goals today. And the siren has gone. 40 goals for his career so far. Make that 41. The Tigers going to have the lead into quarter time. As I've said before, very much a back and forth game right now between the Tigers and Doggies. Cherry and Hayes Brown in the ruck. Cherry wins it. Smiley kicks it to centre half forward. Taranto with the handball to Sanders of all people. That was a bit of a strange decision by him. Buslinger tries with the intercept mark. Can't get it fully. Trainer gives it up to Johnston. Harley Reid kicks to the Cooper Hamilton direction. Can't get it. Layla picks it up. Haven't heard of him really today. Brown trying to get the fist to Davidson. Can't get it. Bontempelli kicks long. Got numbers. Brown gives chase. Can't get there. Goal to... No, it's a point to the Bulldogs. Goes wide. Kicking in the Brown direction. Gets it. Harley Reid gets foot to ball. Fall can't take the mark. Cooper Hamilton kicks to the pocket. Finds Gabriel Johnston, who is getting a lot of the footy today. He's only kicked the 1 goal so far, I believe. Lining up for number 2. Again, that's to the left of screen. Another behind. You would think with the roof on, we wouldn't have that much difficulty with kicking goals today. But we are finding it a little bit difficult right now. Bontempelli has the ball at centre half back for the Doggies. That is a very bizarre kick, but it turns out okay. Ends up with Dolan. Gives it back to Bontempelli. Gives it to Scott. Treloar's already kicked 1. Aiming for number 2. He's got it. Very interesting build-up by the Doggies. Ends up in a goal. Treloar kicks to centre half forward. Finds Davidson. Gives to Williams. Kick short to Scott. And the Doggies, 2 very quick sort of centre clearances. Scott's going to have his first crack on goal today. It's a lefty. It's hooking. It's hooked too much. It's a behind. Game has slowed down a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Haven't seen a goal for a while. Bontempelli, I think that was out of the contest. Regardless, it's a goal for the Dogs. Bontempelli stands up when the Doggies need him. I was a little bit thrown off by the fact he kicked it with his right foot. And I know he's a left footer. Doggies out of the middle again. Dolan kicks to full forward. Cody Waitman takes another mark inside 50. No goals from him today. He's hooked a couple. But that one is straight through. Doggies up by a couple of goals now. Cherry taps down to Taranto. Finds Harley Reid with a very composed kick. You can see Armstrong's on the lead. It's not where he goes in the end. Johnston's there. Crumbed by Layla. Crumbed again. Reid finds Ross wide. Gives it back to Reid. Kicks to the hot spot. Who's down there? Can't get a mark. Still chasing jumpers. Liberatore with the clearing kick. Great hands by Davidson as we are not in a favourable position here. But the ball goes wide all the way to Dale. Kicks up the wing to Treloar. Back to Dale. Now finds Bontempelli. Another short kick. Ends up with Waitman. I don't know how it did. And he's kicked another one. The Doggies showing a bit of life in this quarter. Don't know where it has suddenly come from. But we're now down by 20. Harley Reid just sneaking out the back. Smiley drops it in the tackle. Got numbers on this contest, but Richards takes the mark, unfortunately. Just forward to centre, having a boundary throw in. Cherry and Hayes Brown once again. They've been going at it all game so far. Treloar gets the sort of rushed kick out of the pack. Aiming for the pocket, finds Dolan. Kick short to Santiago Brown once again. Is this drop punt territory for him? No, he's going to go around the body. He's got 2 touches and 2 goals so far. Goes around the body. It's very high, but it's working its way back. 3 touches, 3 goals for Santiago Brown. We find ourselves in a bit of a hole now. The Bulldogs just showing their quality right now. That is a very wide kick. Not really finds anybody, but insufficient intent is an interesting decision. And oh my God, what are we doing? Davidson just takes a mark at full forward after that dumb turnover by us. Hasn't kicked a goal yet, but I've got a feeling this is about to change. Maybe 15, 10 meters out, straight through the middle. It's not looking good. Almost 20 minutes gone, and I don't even think we've kicked a goal this quarter. We've just been all over the shop. Ball's kicked in the Rioli direction. There's a spoil from behind. Sanders picks it up. Kicks it forward to Dolan. Looking for Cleary now. We've got 2 bodies there. Actually, it's Buslinger that takes the mark. Hill, what are you doing, son? We get the ball out of the stoppage. Can't get a mark. But the Bulldogs have just been so good with their hands in this one, in saying that they just turned that ball over. Smiley handballs it straight to Taranto, who gets tackled by Sanders. Ball was finally clear. Cooper Hamilton, actually it was Urquhart, kicks deep. Hamilton gets the mark. They're both blonde. The 2 blondies linking up. And Hamilton kicks his first goal for the Tigers today. Finally got that goal that we desperately needed. Ross in the middle now, looking for Taranto, finds him. Got numbers inside forward 50. Rioli's all by himself. Kick a bit shorter than that. Ball ends up with Taj Houghton, who is a good kick on goal. Almost 24 minutes gone. Only the 3 touches today for Houghton. But lining up for goal number 2. It's high, it's long, it's not going to be a goal, unfortunately. 25-point game as Dale kicks out a fullback, hits up Richards, kicks short again, finds Hayes Brown. Vandermeer matched up on Hill, and I have to say that Vandermeer is having the bulk of the victories in this one so far. Buzinger with the fist from behind. We just kick it out of bounds on the full for no obvious reason. Cleary ends up with it. Kicks to full forward. Santiago Brown is down there, and he takes another mark inside forward 50, lining up for number 4 inside the first half. And it's not going to make it, unfortunately, for him. But a great quarter by the Dogs. I think they kicked 7 that quarter. We'll have to have a look. No, they kicked 6 goals to 1. Very impressive work by them. Statistically, it's actually looking pretty even. Same amount of disposals. Inside 50s, the Doggies have an advantage. Rebound 50s, they have an advantage. They've got more free kicks. We're actually dominating in the ruck, which is quite good. We've got more clearances, surprisingly. But they've just been a lot cleaner. You know, they're getting more marks. Contested marks. I assume that's just intercepts inside defensive 50 as well. But if we have a look statistically, Brown has 3. Treloar, Waitman and Bontempelli all have 2. We haven't been able to find a multiple goal kicker yet in this one. Harley Reid is leading disposals, which is good in terms of intercept marks. O'Donnell has 2 for the Dogs. Everybody else that has one only has the 1. Davidson has 7 contested marks so far. We need to be much better in this second half. We're down 25 points at half time. We've proven we can be better than that. We just need to do it. And that is not a good start. Ball finds Liberatore inside forward 50. And he's going to have his first shot at goal on the game. Only the 6 touches for him today. And he's not kicked a goal either. Down by 26 now. Vlosten has it in the back pocket. Kicks it up towards half-back. Hill can't take the grab. Buslinger gets tackled, but kicks very long to half-forward for us. Can't get a mark. Rioli with the quick hands to Taranto. Armstrong picks it up. Ball finds Houghton wide. Have a shot on goal. You've got time. It's another behind, unfortunately, for Houghton. Ball kicked out of defensive 50 for the Dogs. Great fist from behind by Hill. Great tackling so far in the first couple of minutes. Going to have a stoppage at half forward. Let's see what we can conjure up here. Cherry gets another hit out. Ross kicks short. Ball finds Hamilton. Kicks to Hill. Rioli has a mark inside forward 50. Go back, kick the goal. We need the first. We desperately, desperately need a goal here. That's a better kick. We get the first of the third quarter, courtesy of Morris Rioli Jr. Back down to 19 points. Cherry now hits down to Ross. Smooth moving Ross. Hits up Smiley. We could probably have a crack from here, to be perfectly honest, but he kicks to a 3-on-2. We can't get a mark somehow out of that contest. Oh, so there's a... Oh my god, I was getting excited. There was a crazy intercept, but we just couldn't get it in the end. Williams kicks to half forward, or half back for them. How does Hayes Brown have that much space by himself? He slows the game down, which sort of works out well for us. Allows us to get numbers back. Vandermeer on the wing by himself. Kicks to the Ugelhagen direction. Hasn't really touched the ball today. Kennedy hits up Santiago Brown again. Having a hell of a game. Missed a shot just before half time, but has still kicked 3 goals. Has definitely been a threat so far. Has he kicked number 4? No, he hasn't. He's kicked to behind. Ball at half back now. We really need to get it forward. We've been too sort of predictable, I think. Just playing around with it a little bit too much. Brown has a shot at goal. Actually, no, Brown's the target. But it's going to be another goal for Santiago Brown. It's going to put the Doggies up by 26. He kicks his first of the second half. He's got 4 now. Down the line. Dolan's the target. We get a fist to it, which is great. Actually, no, it's Trainer. I thought it was Harley Reid for a second. Taranto gives to Buslinger. Kicks to Hill. Short little one to Zerha. Stuff like that really makes me want to rip my hair out. Fortunately, we intercept now. Hill has a ton of space. We kick forward. Ball is punched towards the boundary. We've got a boundary throw in just inside 50 at half forward. Smiley is down forward. If we can get it to him, he can kick a long ball, but we can't, unfortunately. Williams ends up with it. Sanders gets tackled. Kennedy gets tackled. Treloar ends up with it. It's kicked in the Cody Waitman direction. We get a fist to it. Clean hands out of defense. We just go straight to Treloar. And Ugelhagen is all by himself. Only the 2 touches for him today. He's been pretty quiet. Lining up for his first goal on the day. And he's kicked it. Buslinger doing some good work running off of half back. He's had about 4 touches in this sequence. Ball now finds Ross. Kicks to a 3-on-1. I don't know why he's done that. We're just not thinking about what we're doing, unfortunately. Short. Hopefully we'll intercept this. He gets a fist to it at least. That's something. Tackles Scott. Got a stoppage. Just messing around with the ball a little bit too much here. Too many handballs. Just somebody kick it. Layla, kick the goal, please. Thank you very much. Hamilton now in the back pocket. Handballs wide to Ross. Down the line. Falls the target. Can't get a grab. O'Donnell does a good job. Kicks wide to Treloar. Has a ton of space. Scott takes the mark. Kicks towards Santiago Brown. And he gets it. Aiming for number 5 here. He's definitely been the Bulldogs' best player, I think. Kicks it straight through the middle. Aaron Norton now lining up for the goal. The most reliable kick in the world. But he's absolutely flushed that. It's straight through the middle. Doggies starting to heat up. They're up by 38. And it's getting a little bit out of hand now. Smiley now kicks to half forward. Taranto has it just inside the center square. Kick short to Smiley. Kick short again. Finds Urquhart. Has been good today in his role. 6 touches, no goals. But we desperately need this one if we're going to try and stay in the contest. It's across the face of goal again. There's the 3-quarter time siren. Great sort of couple of quarters for the Doggies. Starting to fall behind a little bit too much. Since quarter time, it's been 3 goals to 10 in favour of the Dogs. Yeah, just not doing great. Let's try and close this game out strong and hopefully not embarrass ourselves in the process. That is not Adamuze. 37-point game. Cherry hits to Smiley. The Dogs do a great job out of the centre bounce once again. And Aaron Norton takes a strong grab in front of Loston. Very slow approach to goal. And he's kicked it. Just going through the growing pains right now, trying to develop a young side, and we have really good moments, and then they kick behind. I thought that was going to be a goal. But yeah, we've still got a lot of work to do. We're down a few guys with injury, obviously. That is a dumb kick. Why are we kicking there? Every under 10 should know not to kick there. But we end up okay in the end. Hill running onto the ball, kicks forward, finds Zerha. Rioli's by himself, should take the mark here, and does. Lining up for number 3. Starts it right. That is really nice by Rioli. He's got 3. Smiley gets it out of the centre. Harley Reid. Oh, Layla's all by himself. Kick it to him. Goes right wide to Taranto instead. Layla had a ton of space. McGrath gets tackled. Andy McGrath. Forgot to mention he signed with them in free agency. We obviously did cover it in the off-season. Harley Reid has it on the goal line. Kicks a second in the quarter for the Tigers. And gets his first on the game. Cherry giving our rucks or our mids first service. Taranto takes the mark. Has the distance from here, but he really needs to start it top of the right goalpost and let it fade back towards the middle of the goal. And that is exactly what he does. 3 in a row to the Tigers. We're not dead yet. Cherry, another hit out. He has been so good so far. Liberatore kicks wide to Luke Kennedy. Gives it up to Treloar. Kicks towards full forward. Can't get a mark, but we get a fist to it. Ball comes loose in the tackle. Buslinger handballs to Reid. Kicks wide. Finds Brown. Slows it down. Jack Ross and Treloar in the contest. Ball comes loose. Dale ends up with Treloar. Does a little outside of the foot kick to Bontempelli. Kicks towards full forward. Norton's down there. He's already kicked 2. Gets the mark. Going to be lining up for number 3 now. Starts it out wide. He's got 3. 32 points the margin. 10 minutes gone in the 4th. It's not mission impossible, but there is still work to do. But we need to be basically perfect from here. We just need to get the ball forward, hit up our forwards, and kick goals. Taranto. Why has he done that? Just kick it. Hit up a forward on a lead. Don't handball it when you're at forward 50. Cherry and Brown now. Hits to Reid. Kicks it short. Finds Taranto again. Right where he kicked the last goal from. There's a vacant goal square. Kicks in the Zerha direction. Can't take the mark. Ball's crumbed. Ball is gold by fall. 26 points. We've still got time. Probably 12 or 13 minutes to go in this one. Ball at centre half forward for us, but is recovered well by the Dogs. It gets chased down. Very well done by Urquhart. Kicks wide to Ross. He needs to get back off the mark. Kicks deep to the full forward position. Can't get a mark. Chase down. Can't get the tackle on Edwards. Williams has it. Scott is all by himself on the wing. Handballs it out of bounds. We've got a boundary throw in. Cherry has a significant height advantage on Brown right now, but does lose the contest. Bontempelli gives it up to Brown. Gives it to Dolan. Can't hold the mark. Ugelhagen's down there. Takes it at the top of the goal square. You'd think he'd kick this. And he does kick it. Kicks his second for the game. Back out to a 32-point game. I think we're just going to run out of time, unfortunately. Probably 10 minutes left in this one, but as I've said many times, we need to be perfect from here. Ball ends up with Norton. Back to Davidson. Bontempelli. Another crack on goal. He's got 3. I'm surprised he hasn't won a Brownlow yet. Ball is fisted away. Ends up with Smiley. Handballs to Reid. Back to Brown. Kicks it forward to Smiley. Needs to kick it forward. Armstrong grabs it from behind. Up against Vandermeer. Why is he going around the body? Just kick a drop punt. It all works out in the end. He's got his second on the game. 32-point game. I think we're a little out of it, unfortunately. 20 minutes gone. 5 goals is a lot in this short period of time. Harley Reid handballs forward to Taranto. Johnston picks it up. Kicks long towards goal, but it's offline. Build-up play has been very good so far. Buslinger, Hill, Johnston, can he take the grab? No, he can't. It's over his head. Sanders doesn't get tackled. Buslinger running back with the flight, gets a punch to the ball. Really good stuff there. And then Norton, just too strong and powerful for Hamilton. It's going to line up for goal number 4. They sprayed it. Not a good kick. He kicked some other really good goals today, but the one closest to goal he has missed. Vlosten now has it in the back pocket. Kicks up to half back. Ball was spoiled. Hill handballs forward to Cherry. Kicks to centre half forward. Can't get the grab. O'Donnell does a really good job from behind. Cleary kicks up to wing. Finds Dolan. Gives it to Sanders. Almost gets chased down by Rioli. Liberatore gets tackled. But it's full time here at Marvel. It's a 33-point win to the Dogs. Really good performance by the Dogs in this one. We were really good in the first quarter, but after quarter time, it was 14 goals to 8. They just performed a lot better than we did. We won the disposal in the end only by 1, funnily enough, but apart from that, they really tore us apart. Smiley, Reed, Taranto all had 25 plus for the Tigers. Treloar was the only player with 22 disposals, with over 20 disposals for the Dogs. If I can get my words out. Rioli kicked 3, Armstrong and Fall both kicked 2, but lots of multiple goal kickers for the Dogs, highlighted by Santiago Brown with 5. Now got the mid-season draft, which we need to get through. I'm hopeful we have a pick. Where are we? We don't even have a pick in this year's draft, which is a little bit of a shame. I'm assuming that's just because we don't have any injuries. But we're going to skip forward, see who has a draft pick in this one, or who gets drafted, I should say. Doesn't actually show us because I'm actually looking in the wrong spot. So Elijah Hollands is now a member of the Eagles, which is interesting. Isaac Cumming, a member of the Hawks. Jack Henry's back on the Cats. Setterfield is on North. Jed Buse on St Kilda. Jai Clark is now a member of the Bombers, which is interesting. Mark O'Connor now at Port Adelaide. Harry Perryman gets moved. Any other interesting ones? Brandon Ellis now playing for Collingwood. And we sort of get further down the list a little bit more irrelevant that I can see. We're now going to go forward quite a few weeks into the back end of the season, because a lot of the games that are in and around sort of our ladder position we have already played against. We could go up against Hawthorn, but I don't actually think we play Hawthorn for quite a while. So we're not going to do Dreamtime this year because we did it last year. Our next game, or the following that week, is the Giants. Then got the Crows at the MCG, which is interesting. We then have the bye. We have then the Saints, who we've already played. The Cats, I think we may have already played. I can't remember. We've then got the Eagles again. That one's in Perth. And then we've got Port at Adelaide, which I think may be a game that we do, but we'll just see how we go in the simulation. But I do plan on getting quite a way forward in the next couple of games. Doesn't appear to be any injuries, or any further injuries, I should say, in this one. So we are going to confirm the lineup. I am just going to remember to move the minutes to 10 quarters. Sorry, the quarters to 10 minutes for the simulated games. Let's see how we go. It's dream time. We lose by 27 in a very inaccurate kicking game for the Bombers, funnily enough. They're up by over 30 points at three-quarter time, 38 points. But we bring it back a little bit, so we only lose by 27. Harry Armstrong kicks 4. Urquhart had 41. Ben Miller also had 41. Reed had 38. Was very, very good. Caddy kicked 3 for the Bombers. Next up, we have the Giants in NG Stadium. Caleb Smith is injured, unfortunately. Going to bring James Leake into the back pocket, who can come in to a role as the sub. Ideally, we'd like to give someone who relatively new to the club that opportunity. I think the one that makes the most sense is Coop. He plays the same position as those guys. We'll bring him in and we'll just move Jack Ross to the sub. Give those youngsters on the bench a bit of run. Hopefully we can get another win here today. Well, not won a game here today, but another win on the season. We don't, unfortunately. GWS do very, very well. 4 kicks, 4. Urquhart had 47. Armstrong kicked another 3. Was very, very good. But Urquhart, 47 touches and 2 goals. Probably got some Brownlow votes today. Crows at home are up next. They just lost their last game after winning the previous 4. The Eagles not looking too good. They've only won the 1 game so far this year. We're going to bring in Seth Campbell for Gabriel Johnston, who has picked up an injury. I don't think anybody else is back from injury. We'll have a look in a minute. Gibcus is, which is nice. I'm quite happy to bring Actually, no, we'll bring Buslinger out of the lineup. Gibcus can go back to playing centre-half back. We'll just check on the Johnston injury. It is just a hamstring strain, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we've now got Crows at home. We get the win. Two losses in a row for the Crows. 7 goals to 4 in the final quarter allows us to come away with the victory. Campbell kicks 4, as does Armstrong. Houghton 3, Rioli 2. Smiley and Layla both had 40-plus touches. And Tyler Welsh kicking 4 goals. Great to see. Saints at home now, who is currently sitting in 9th, the Saints. So you'd think, the Crows are in 4th, so you'd think would be a chance at a result here. Gibcus is injured again, which is a bit of a shame. We'll head into the Lewis Hayes direction for this one. Just give a few different players a few different opportunities as well. I'm also going to bring in Tex Wanganeen for Ross, because I think we've got a few midfielders on the bench right now who could do a job for us. I'm also going to bring out Cooper Vickery in for Caleb Smith, who's also back from injury, so he could just sit on the bench for now. Can we make it back-to-back wins? Let's get it done. No, we can't. We lose by 45. Pretty solid game for Dodson in the ruck for the Saints. 44 touches, apparently. Miller and Armstrong were the only multiple-time goal kickers for us. The Saints smash us pretty well. We now have Geelong at home. I think we may skip past this game. We've got quite a few injuries now. Cherry's out. I think this may be the time that we just pull the plug on the season. Kajitsky can be actually, no, I don't really want Kajitsky as a backup ruck. We'll bring in an actual ruckman. That makes more sense. We'll bring in Lockie Smith, who can sit in the ruck. We'll bring Kajitsky in for Armstrong, though. That we will do. Johnston is also back from injury, which is handy. So he can come in for Cooper. He can come in for Cooper Hamilton. Hamilton can come out. Who hasn't played a game for us this year? I don't think Archie Roberts has played a game for us this year. He can sit on the bench, and then Smith can go into the back pocket. Wanganeen can go to the bench in place of Johnston. Let's get this win over the Cats. We absolutely smashed them, which is great. Rioli kicked 3, Fall kicked 3. Harley Reid dominated with the ball, 46 touches. Absolutely cleaned up. Archie Roberts, 42 touches. Smiley was great as well. And last game of the episode, you'd think we'd get a win here. Tigers over in Perth against the Eagles. Eagles won officially 2 games on the season now. I don't know who they beat, but we can always have a look at that in a minute. But our percentage is looking better than last year, which is a positive. Taranto is not going to make the trip over to Perth, unfortunately. He's currently injured. Ross can come in for him. That is a fairly straightforward swap. We've got 6 injuries at the moment. Wow, is anybody else in a position to come back? I don't believe so. Last run of the episode. Let's finish with the win. Nice and strong. We get belted by 130 points. The Eagles just crush us over in Perth. Oscar Allen kicked 6. Waterman kicked 4. Sheed and Hollins both kicked 3. We were just nowhere near it, unfortunately. 1 game closer to being a wooden spooner. Had we won, I don't know exactly where we'd be on the ladder, but we'd be in 13th, I think, actually. But that is going to do it for today, guys. One last thing that I want to mention before we close out. is between episodes, I did give a contract extension to another player. It was that of Josh Smiley. He's been in exceptional form. We've given him a 9-year deal worth $800,000 a season, kicking in next season. So we've currently got 39 players contracted for next year with about $300K in salary cap room. So regardless of how things go this season, we are going to have to make some moves. Most notably, one will be Noah Bolter. I don't think I'll get much for him, but it's more just getting that $715,000 a season off the books. So that will allow me to bring somebody else in, which will be great. But as I said, that will do it. I think we've had a good episode. We got a couple of wins, not too many, but we are still a rebuilding side with plenty of work to do. Thank you very much for your support on this series so far. Please leave a like, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And until then, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.